Hello, you guys. It's me, the Metaverse Explorer. I am here to give you a small video about your journey in starting in the crypto bear market at the moment. The winds are very chilled out there at the moment. We are in the deep of night kind of thing, Walking Dead, and think about the night walkers coming at nighttime and it's really cold and they're going to come and get you. This is the best time for you to start thinking and having a plan. So that's what this video is, right? I'm going to go through it and tell you kind of my plan so it can help you on your journey as well. What are the things we're going to talk about? First off, we're going to talk about what happened. How did we actually get into this bear market, right? We're going to talk about the price decline, the recent price decline, and the history of the Bitcoin price as well, and kind of put things into perspective for you. I'm going to tell you how to prepare yourself and how I'm preparing myself in general, what cold storage means and why it's super important. And then we're going to talk about the risk curve to leave things off. So first off, thank you very much. This is me. This is my little YouTube channel here. Thank you very much for subscribing. I've got 7,828. My goal is to get to 10,000 by the end of this year. So thank you for helping me get to my little goal. First off, none of this is financial advice. It's all edutainment. It's education and entertainment wrapped into a small little bundle. So thank you very much once again. Let's get started. First off, what actually happened? We have the crypto hedge funds that they've been over leveraged themselves, and we've now found out that they've been playing lots of little games within the crypto ecosystem, and it's now caught up to them. We know 3 Arrows Capital filed for Chapter 15 bankruptcy. What that means is that they didn't have enough funds to pay back everyone who wanted all their money back. Okay, so 3AC, what they did was they were a company, right? They were seen to be one of the best companies in crypto. But what actually happened is they were borrowing money from everyone else within the industry, and they were gambling with that money or trying to make money on that money, right? It's the age-old term, like you try and use someone else's money to make money for yourself, and then you give them a small little bit back, right? So what the big problem was that they borrowed lots of money from little people, but now they aren't able to pay all that money back. Everyone came back to them and say, hey, we all want our money back. And 3 Arrows Capital said, no, sorry, we don't have all of it now. We can't give it to you. And one of these big ones has been Celsius, which now we've seen has laid off 150 employees and they've freeze withdrawals because there is literally no money to give back to these guys. They lost a bunch of money, especially in Luna, the Luna Terra collapse, and then as well as the ST ETH and the ETH play on Lido Finance, which is where you get to stake your ETH, but you can't unstake it. So it's literally as a derivative of ETH, and people want their ETH back. So what you have to do is you have to sell your ST ETH at a severe discount, which means they're losing millions and millions and millions of dollars. So that's what's happened, right? So everyone, to try and get their own liquidity back, they're having to sell on the market and dragging the price down. And once it drags down, someone else loses their liquidity positions and they have to get collateral called. And oh my God, it's just like a cascading effect going down. And that's how we've managed to go from 60,000 BTC to 20,000 BTC. It's not 3K, but it's possible we can still go to 3K, but that doesn't change anything, right? In 5 to 10 years, when Bitcoin is 1 million, doesn't matter if you bought it at 60K or 30K or 20K. No, it's $1 million. Let's keep going. So all of this is kind of the idea that everything is built on a domino system, especially now in financial markets. Everything is built on top of each other. There are layers and layers and layers on top of each other. You can take this as an example of how most of the banks in the world, the Central Bank of Australia, say, gives money to the normal banks of Australia, and the normal banks of Australia gives it out to people who want to borrow it for a home loan. And then people will borrow from a home loan, will go and buy a house, and then they'll do something else with that house. So you can see there's like lots of different layers. And of course, this is a chain reaction. If everyone in Australia couldn't pay back their house mortgages, then the banks would be like, oh crap, we don't have the money to give back to the central banks. So these are all chain reactions. And this is no different than crypto, right? Most of the institutional traders and institutional people that were in the traditional markets have now also migrated to crypto. They understand how it works, and so they can take layers and layers of risk. Oftentimes, a chain reaction occurs because there's a linkage between the markets, economy, society, and politics, and no different to crypto, right? Next up, I want to show you some of the liquidations that happened recently. I'm going to bring this full screen so you can see. Look at this. So this is in a 24-hour period only, right? We have OKX, Binance, Bybit, FTX, some of the biggest exchanges that do perpetuals and that do kind of collateral trading and stuff like that. In one day, $168 million was liquidated. What does that mean? Liquidation is where you or a company says they want to make a bet. I want to bet that this thing or this price or this token is going to go up in price or it's going to go down in price, okay? And to make that bet, I'm going to have to leave a collateral. Like I'm going to put up my house as collateral. I'm going to leave $100,000 here and say I'm going to bet that it's going to go up by 20K, whatever it is, right? A liquidation is when the bet goes against you. So if you bet it's going to go up, but the price actually went all the way down, the company such as Binance, FTX, CoinEx, they're going to say, hey, the bet is not working within your favor. You know that money you left with us to as a small insurance to make sure you could cover your bet to allow you to make that bet? We're going to go ahead and collect that now, and we're going to sell it to make sure we can cover the bet you made, because the bet you made was a bad bet, bad view. So they're going to take your crypto or take your money, whatever you left as collateral, not a house in this case because it's all digital. But within the traditional markets, they use the houses as well, right? They take your collateral and they go and sell it on the market. And as they sell it on the market, everyone else's bets get in a worse position. And once it gets in the worse and worse position, you get liquidated. And so it just keeps going. And then once you get liquidated, it sends someone else's collateral gets liquidated, and then it sends the price going down. It's a giant cascading effect. It's like dominoes built on each other. This is how when the price of Bitcoin goes all the way up to like 60K or from 3K to 20K, it's everyone else layering on top of each other. And then if it goes so high really fast, it can also come down really, really fast. You can look at the longs. People were longing at 64 million was the total loss, and the shorts is the bigger proportion. So people were betting that it was going to go up, it was going to get shorted, but it actually went up. And so that's $100 million that was a short liquidation. That's crazy, right? That's crazy, crazy amounts. Let's keep going. So I want to show you another chart that I found on the 13th of June last month. We had a giant amount of volume of shorts and longs being liquidated. Look at this. We had a total amount of shorts at $146 million. And then longs as well at $685 million. This is no small money, right? These are giant whales in the ocean swimming and splashing. And whenever they get a splash, I get a drop on my face. And that's what it feels like right now. So these are the guys that are the big players in the ecosystem. You can see most of them are on FTX, which has $240 million in shorts being liquidated. This is crazy, right? Let's keep going. And currently we can see that there's lots of bad news happening, right? Now we're moving on from what's happened to, what's currently happening now. So we see lots of bearish news on the market, on the internet, continued concerns of a risk of global recession. The World Bank warns of recession. Global economic prospects for June 2022 don't look very good. World Bank warns of global recession. So recession is the name of the game at the moment. Everyone's concerned about recession. And when people feel poor, when people feel like they're going in a recession, they're less likely to go out and spend, right? Because they know money is going to be hard to come by later on. And so it makes the recession come even sooner. Okay, let's keep going. So that's what's happened. Let's keep going. At the moment, we can see the token price of Bitcoin not doing very well. If you look at just like the 1 year chart, this is what it looks like. We went from 1K all the way here. I'm gonna zoom in again for you. We went from 10K all the way here, and we went all the way up to 60K, which peaked a little bit. We came down to 30K, peaked again at 60K. We got a double top, and then now we're back down at 20K. So if you were in a position where you bought or acquired some BTC for some specific reason over here, and you sold over here, good on you. If you would have gotten back in here, good on you. Sold over here, good on you. But even now we're at 20K, right? Even if we're at 20K, if you were any time within this time period here, you're still in a 2 times profit. Where in the world can you still get a 2 times profit, right? People who bought all the way up here and all the way up here, they're like, they've lost a whole bunch of money, right? And that's what I try and do on this channel. I try and tell you, this is not the right time to be buying. Maybe you buy a little bit, maybe like a couple dollars, couple cents here of your actual portfolio, but you never go all in way at the top, because that's where they're expecting you, right? People who bought all the way over here and they see you coming up here, they're going to sell right as you are at the top, and then you're going to go all the way down here. And especially on this side as well. But what I'm going to tell you is zoom out, okay? This is what the price looks like on a 1 year chart. Zoom out on the Bitcoin chart and look at what it looks like. We started in 2014 at $100 over here, okay? This is like a linear graph, right? You can see we go up to 1K over here, and we keep going all the way up and to the right, just like the normal stock market does. Now, we are here at the moment. We are at the nearly 20K, 18K range. Will we go down to 10K? It's very possible. Will we go down to $100? Absolutely not. Because you know why? Everyone else is going to have a little, every time the price ticks down by $1,000, there's a whole bunch of new people that say, yes, I'm happy with this price now. I'm going to go ahead and buy some. And then if it goes down another 1K, someone else will be like, yes, okay, I'm happy now. Now I'm going to get some. Then it keeps going, right? It will never get back to $100 because there's just not enough of it, right? People need some Bitcoin in their life, and there is absolutely no way it will get down to $100. My assumption is that it's going to keep going up here and to the right. So this is just a small thing, right? Zoom out of the chart, okay? Anytime you bought Bitcoin, you are still in a profit. Even if you bought it in the last bull market cycle top, which is about 15, 18K over here, okay? Or let's say 20K, right? You are still in a giant profit over here anytime during this period. Let's keep going. I'm going to show you now how you can prepare for winter, how I prepare for the crypto winter. It's cold out there, right? Think of the Night Walkers from Game of Thrones coming to get you. It's very cold. You got to huddle up, steal your will, and make some good plans. So let's tackle some items. What is your plan? Your plan is to have a plan. 1, follow the right people. I'm going to show you who I follow at the moment. 2, find the right organizations to be a part of. Once you're in a group of people, you understand what's happening more. You're able to share resources, information. Educate yourself on key topics. Cold storage is the way. Absolutely. That's the narrative that's come out from this recent market downturn, and understand the macro picture. Think about the recession. Think about what's happening on the outside world apart from crypto. So people, who should you be following? 2 people right now that you need to pause this video, go to Twitter and follow him is Raoul Pal. He's the founder of Global Macro Investor and Real Vision, and SBF. He is the CEO of FTX. My God, FTX has been a giant behemoth at the moment. They've been buying so many companies. It's crazy. The last one I would say is Michael Saylor. These are just 3 people, right? There are so many more people. I'm sure there's a Twitter list out there somewhere. Michael Saylor, you need to go and follow him right now. Listen to any of his interviews he does. He will explain Bitcoin to you in the most succinct way, and you're going to love it. I swear to you. Next, organizations. I would say Dune Analytics and Messari are very, very good organizations. So Dune and Messari give you on-chain analytics and give you kind of information on what's happening that you can see on the blockchain. And it's not just you, right? On Dune, you can look at other people and what the information dashboards they're creating. For example, you can look at if you're into StepN or Move to Earn, or if you're into Solana or Ethereum or bridges. Who has the best bridge at the moment? Where are all the users located? How much money is going into here? Some of these are paid services, but you don't need to use the paid services. You can still use the free side of things, and they are great tools, trust me. Next up, I would say is Collective Shift, in my opinion, is one of the best beginner resources. They're an Australian-based company. I'm part of them myself. I'm waiting to get a Collective Shift t-shirt so I can wear it. I'm really proud to be part of Collective Shift, and they've got great resources that help anyone. Anyone who comes to me for crypto advice, I say, go here, everything's free, just read and take like a day and 2, digest the information, and you'll come out a better you'll have better knowledge in crypto. It's very simple. Okay. Key topics that you should be aware of in crypto that you should now in the bear market be preparing for and learn to know about them. Regulated DeFi. Not CeFi, not centralized exchanges like Celsius and Voyager now going bankrupt. I'm talking about regulated DeFi. What's happening in the regulation space for Uniswap, right? The government went after Uniswap, the company, but to stop the company, but the protocol can't be stopped because the protocol lives on the blockchain. Okay, the government can't take down the protocol that lives on the blockchain without taking down the blockchain. To take down the blockchain, they can't do it at the moment. Social tokens, where are they going to go? Sophisticated games such as Web3 games, play to earn games, move to earn games. Ethereum 2.0 and the roadmap that's coming very soon, not Ethereum 2.0, the convergence as they like to call it. The usable and non-image NFTs, so these are like community-based NFT projects. Web 3.0, or should I say Web 5.0 from Jack Dorsey and Twitter. The metaverse narrative, which we don't really see developing at the moment, right? People are still doing stuff, but not really. Where's the metaverse? We haven't seen it. Meta, the company, Facebook, is making their own metaverse. We'll see if it happens. And then, of course, the stablecoin narrative. What's happening in the stablecoin space? USN not doing very well. UST went down. USDC is kind of the biggest one at the moment, and they've also just started their Euro coin, which is the euro-backed stablecoin on by Circle. Next up is the macro picture. I want you to keep in mind what the Fed funds rates are. When the Federal Reserve increases their interest rates, the normal banks increase their interest rates, which means property mortgages go up in price. Sorry, not the price itself. The interest rate you have to pay goes up in price. And because of this, not many more people can afford their properties, their interest payments, or they might have to sell their properties, which makes the prices of properties go down in general. Property prices, what's happening with them, your tax obligations as a crypto person, your interest rates overall, like credit card rates, bank rates, you need to know what your interest rates are. Where are those rates going? Why are you getting them? UST 20% interest rate was too hard, was very good, right? It was very sus at first, but they got lots of people in it. Where was that interest rate coming from? And as you can see now, it didn't actually work out. It went bust. And of course, the last thing I would say in the macro picture is regulation. Watch any of the senators in the US talk about regulation, not just in the US, but in the rest of the world. What new companies are actually adopting Bitcoin? That's what I think you should be aware of. And even maybe Lightning Network as well. The last thing I want to touch on at the moment is the risk curve. Let's go full screen here. The risk curve is something I want you to familiarize yourself with. So the risk curve is a basic concept that says you start on the bottom left of it. Anything that you expect to have the least amount of risk will have the lowest performance metrics, or the lowest reward metrics, right? You start out on the bottom left. And if you're looking to acquire crypto right now, that would be, let's say, Bitcoin, maybe Ethereum, and nothing else. If you start on the bottom left of the risk curve. If you go all the way to the top right of the risk curve, that's going to be the highest amount of risk that you can possibly think of, will also give you the highest possible performance or reward associated with it. Think about all those 50,000% APY reward farms on Binance Smart Chain or Solana. All of these farms, they had really high rewards, but the risk was also super high. It was very likely that you would have gotten rugged. Okay, they're not worth it at the moment. So at the moment, everyone's moving their risk curve all the way to the bottom left. Okay, they're selling all their alts and they're acquiring BTC and ETH. If you're a macro person, like in the world, your Bitcoin is only a small portfolio. You're actually selling your Bitcoin because Bitcoin is on the up and right of this risk portfolio, and you're consolidating into, let's say, property or into Tesla stock or into something else that has a much lower risk, or let's say bonds, much lower risk at the bottom end of this side. So my advice to you is look at the risk to reward ratio, look at the risk curve. Where do you want to sit, right? At the moment, do you want to sit on the bottom left side here, which is the lowest risk with the lowest reward? Or do you want to sit on the the top right, which is the highest risk and the highest reward? Okay. This is the risk curve that you need to familiarize yourself with. And I'm going to leave it there for now. Last thing I'm going to say is get your keys off the exchange. If it's not your coins, it's not your keys. That's what we've learned absolutely from this crypto bear market, right? You left your keys on Celsius, Voyager, 3AC. You let them handle your funds for you. It's all gone now. Okay. Can you access your keys? No, you want it. You need to pay your mortgage now. You can't have it. Too bad. What you can do, get a hardware wallet. I've got a hardware wallet video coming out very soon. Make sure you check it out. And take your keys off the exchange. Take your coins off the exchange. It's all you got to do is pay for a withdrawal fee, and it is safe. Okay. The reason that banks now, all the money you have in banks now is not your money. It belongs to the bank. They can shut it off. They can go for a bank holiday, pause withdrawals, and you won't be able to get your money. This is what crypto is about. Lastly, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. This has been Dancing Pepe. He needs your likes and he needs your subscribes to survive. Not me. I'm okay. I can live through the bear market, but he cannot. That's why he's dancing. Very sad. So, thank you very much for watching. Appreciate your viewership as always. Keep updated. I will keep you updated on what's happening in crypto. Ciao for now.